I'd absolutely devote 2% of my time to the people.
Which is very fair. Her time is really, really valuable.
I could podcast whilst in the council, just discussing things.
Yeah.
Hey guys,
coming to you
how's it
live.
going?
Here we are.
So what made you think I'm not going to join any party? It's going to be just me.
I don't know if these owl lads who I have the crack with would have been the same if it had been a female. Yeah, it's an interesting thought.
Hi everyone. So today we have a guest called Barry Heneghan, or Barry Heneghan, as you may also know him, and he has recently been elected as an independent candidate to Dublin City Council at the ripe young age of 20-something, very young, very young.
Us, he's extremely young. He's young enough to be my son.
We've lured him here.
Two cougars together, working hard.
Two cougars want to talk about local politics. And so we're going to chat a bit to him about why he chose to get into politics at such a young age, and also why he chose to run as an independent.
Yeah, because there's very few councillors who are independent that get elected, so it's a hard choice with no machine behind you.
Yeah, or the ones that do get elected are get elected on sort of mandates of like, I'm going to get NATO to change something. It's like, I don't know, you can do that on a local council.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Or else it's very niche, like I need the hospital to open up another wing for my dog problems. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, oh, brilliant, I'll vote for you. So yeah, interested to hear. He's been on the council. I think they've had a couple of meetings since he's been elected. So we want to hear, what is it like kind of, I guess as an outsider draining the puddle? Could we say that? What he's going to do? Yeah. Tackling the political elites of Dublin City.
Well, we had our first guest, Barry Heneghan, but he was a councillor since he was doing his first Holy Communion. Well, he was 19 when he was first councillor, but he was in a big party.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
It'd be interesting to talk to our Barry about his experience.
Exactly. First things first, how should we address you in this elected role? Is it Councillor, Sir, Barry? What would you prefer?
We'll go for Barry because we're talking in English. We'll go for Barry.
I love it. The alter egos are language based.
That's it.
Super.
It is.
It's amazing the difference in the names, isn't it? Like, because Barry Heneghan, that man could be president. That man is a big wheel in University College Dublin. Barry Heneghan,
I know. Barry Heneghan, I've been wearing my Ganzi and my little
Fáine
jumper. Yeah, Fáine. I was 8 on that.
Leather patches, probably.
Yeah. But
yeah.
Barry sounds like he'd be like fun for a pint,
Yeah, he is. They both go for points. They're too good for points. That's
and you've kind of done it because you've got the Lacoste t-shirt on top for the Barry, but then the Barra tweed pants.
Yeah.
So well done living in the two worlds.
You're muggles, yeah.
He's really representing everyone. That's
it's
great.
Hard. That's what I'm in for, Youngest Dublin City Councillor in there, independent, causing a ruckus already, and that's what I'm in there to do.
Now, we believe in equality, so we want to treat you like you were a female guest.
Good.
How old are you?
25. Get it now.
So, wow, 25. So you're the youngest current councillor on Dublin City Council.
Youngest. So it's good. I got the 4th highest count in Dublin.
Wow.
First independent elected. Now listen, it's you can't really say that because my area has one of the largest populations, so obviously my vote's going to be higher. But
then that still means it's harder to get elected, I'd imagine.
Yeah, well, the stars kind of aligned with me, and it was really good that I had such a big backing behind me. Finian McGrath, first Minister of Disabilities, endorsed me. Damien O'Farrell, an independent councillor for the last 15 years.
I know Damien well, actually.
You know Damien?
Yeah, very well.
Really?
I was only talking to him on the phone yesterday.
Yeah.
I'm serious. Yeah, he's friends with my sister. They know each other from the Dáil gym, and they're both chatters. So I'm now friends with him. Yeah.
She's the Dáil gym.
The Dáil gym, I'd say that'd be a reality show.
He was an independent councillor for years.
15,
and he's given up. So you're kind of the junior Damien.
I am the junior Damien. Now we are very not the same as well, but
he's distancing himself here.
No, you never know. That's the beauty of independence. I can say what I want. But no, Damien helped a lot with my election, and he knows it's great having a silver head behind me because there's a lot of stuff I don't have a clue about, and that's the beauty of being independent. I have all these people who can just tell me, like, if I have something to do with Irish, I can go to Aidan. If I have something to do with disabilities, I can go to Finian and Damien. I admit that I am young and there is some downsides to that, but I've energy to ring everyone and ask them what they'd say.
Whereas Damien is exhausted. He just wants
Correct.
to put up his slippers.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Well-
So that's true. You have the energy. And so you do have, because that was the question I was going to ask. You're an independent councillor. That's unusual. You don't have this huge machine. You weren't born into a political family, I'm going to wager.
No.
So what made you think, I'm not going to join any party. It's going to be just me?
Well, I'm in the Heaney Rays now, the Heneghan Rays. I just said, listen, I did, I've always been involved in a way in the community and things like that. During lockdown, I raised 25 grand for Pieta House. I started moving for mental health. And that was really good. It was just getting people out, you know, when we were in the 5K kind of stuff, put up on their stories when they were on the walks, and everyone sort of tagged the page. And then we were trying to organise other events. That was during the month of November. So I've always done things like that. I did beach cleanups with TG Caher down on Dollymount and stuff like that. I only do it when I'm on camera. Off camera, I don't care. Throw the rubbish.
He threw the rubbish there just before they started filming, is what I heard.
Yeah, big time. Hot scoop. But listen, I was really lucky that there's a lady called Ellie Lanigan, and she was Finian's PA, and Ellie's huge. Ellie's mother was the first person to say that they didn't believe in God on the Late Late Show. She's really active. She's huge for Nicaragua and Cuba. She's all these people that she's helped throughout the years. Like Ellie's mom was huge back in the 60s and 70s. So Ellie had a love for politics. I always was in Ellie's house, and thus therefore I'd just be having cups of tea at like 12 years old, and Ellie'd be like, but the Cuban embargo, and I'd be like, okay, Ellie. So she's very left in that sense, and she kind of sprouted my love for politics. And because she knew Finian, Ellie at the moment is going through treatment for cancer, so I did a painting for Ellie of Che Guevara, and then Finian saw it and goes, who did that? And I go, well, Barry did it. So then he wanted one, so I went up to Finian's house and was talking to him, and he was like, go for it. And I was like, all right. So then I went for it, and that was it.
That's amazing.
So it's through basically making icons of Che Guevara
Yes.
has led you to Dublin City Council.
Exactly.
I'm loving that journey of art.
Now, I've heard some bad things about Che Guevara since I've put up online.
You've really become the politician now
Yeah.
that you're really like, but I would also like to say.
Now, I disassociate myself with the homophobic actions of Che Guevara, but in the 50s, it's hard to find someone who wasn't homophobic. But listen, we'll go back. Yeah, okay.
It'd be just a massive waste of t-shirts if we just decided to everybody not to like Che Guevara anymore. Think of all the t-shirts. Think of the ecology of the world, which of course you do, Barry.
I do, of course, yeah.
So tell me this, so obviously you swing very socialist. If you're painting pictures of Che Guevara,
Yeah.
you've got that moustache. What made you decide that none of the variety of left-wing parties there met the grade for you?
I think now when it comes to the party machine and being independent, the reason I swayed for independence is because I don't like the agendas that are behind parties, and I don't like the group mentality. I like being independent, representing an independent people from my area, and being able to actually do whatever they want. Like, so even there's a vote in DCC, the parties all stick together. Like, even if one person disagrees, they have to go with that. Now, you are losing the money behind you, the camaraderie, but I do not lose my voice, and I can stay independent in that sense and always fight for the people, and that's what I want to do.
But what would happen then, though? Say we had no parties and everyone was independent.
Like in Japan.
What would happen there?
Yeah, listen, that's what I hope that happens. I think it'd be great. Get loads of different minds in there. Get loads of people arguing and discussing, because the more people argue, the more discussions, the more debates, the more things that actually get thought through by different mindsets. Because if you have 6 parties, that's 6 different hive minds. But if you have 60 different independents, now everything will be a lot slower, but geez, you'll get every rock unturned in every single scenario.
Speaking of rocks unturned things that may have crawled out from under rocks, there's quite a variety of independents on the council at the moment. Tell us about that.
Okay, yeah, like I think with the current situation across Europe, there is a rise in the far right, and a lot of people did jump on the bandwagon and put up TikToks and all saying get them out and all that, and they got a vote of that. Now it's all built on ignorance and fear and tricking, and I don't agree with it at all. I think like there is a situation, like you can see what's happening in the canals with immigration that needs to be addressed, but I don't think going far right. I think a humane, regulated immigration system is what we need in this country. Now, we need to build up and have the facilities for that, and there needs to be an immigration policy. Every country has an immigration policy, and it needs to be hardwired down. But it's interesting being in there. I think they made a lot of promises at a council level that they can't actually facilitate, you know, like
That's,
you can't.
yeah, I've been enjoying watching some of the transcripts of that, of people sort of, almost stating things, you know, almost along the lines of like, I'm going to get the UN Security Council too. And it's like, oh, I don't know. You can't even decide which road gets tarmac. That's actually in the corporation.
Exactly.
Like, but I'm loving the ambition.
I know, but that's the thing. And you see the comments and all, like, fair play, stick it to them. And they're like, you know, we're here for local issues. We're not going to be able to unturn a referendum that happened 10 years ago. But yeah, no, listen, it's fun. And it's, I think, I am for freedom of speech. I think everyone should be able to express that. But at the end of the day, this is the outcome, and we just have to deal with it and discuss. And listen, I am pragmatic left. I will discuss everything in every single manner. But it's interesting, and we'll see what happens. They're in there for 5 years now, and I get a lot.
5 years, is that the term?
5 years is the term, yeah.
You get a lot done.
Get a lot done.
But we'll see now. I'm actually gonna I'm throwing my name in the hat for the general election now. So that's in a few
Are you?
months.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's I would have liked to have been in the council for longer and to be able to have done more. But the stars are aligning in my career right now. There's 3 sitting TDs not running in a 5-seater in Dublin Bay North.
Okay,
Oh, wow.
so tell us who's giving up now.
Well, Adon got into Europe.
Of course, yeah.
Haughey and Bruton aren't running. So it's
Right.
3-seater. So
Okay.
Wow.
yes.
So some
I'll
of the
be coming back in a few months.
big names are
going.
going.
There's
Yeah.
a vacuum. Just change your name to Barra Haughey Jr. See how you get on.
And then people will
Still a
just
bit of
say, don't
devotion.
know him, but I know the name. Sure.
Yeah, and sure he fixed the roads. You know?
Yeah.
But yeah,
Okay,
that's it.
interesting. So what would that mean then? Assuming you got elected in a general election, you then have to leave the council.
I do have to leave the council, and I co-opt my seat.
Okay, so you would choose who your replacement is.
Yeah. You know, that's been discussed. I won't be announcing who I will be doing for that.
Oh.
But
Any chance would you like?
I think he's been great. Yeah.
Thank you very much. Yeah, I'd absolutely devote 2% of my time to the people.
Which is very fair. Her time is really, really valuable.
I could podcast whilst in the council, just discussing things. Like,
Yeah.
hey
Coming
guys,
to you
how's it
live.
going?
Here we are.
But that's it. But I think you joke about that, but social media is changing up politics at the moment, and the fact that my campaign was majority ran on it
Very
really stood to me.
interesting.
You know.
Yeah.
I think, and I'm like, I'm putting up a TikTok outside DCC, and I'm getting a comment from user 3456 just abusing me. But then you also get the actual people asking questions, and it makes me a lot more accessible as a politician. You know.
Yeah, they're really copping onto this. I mean, we have the TikTok Taoiseach now.
We do.
We
TikTok
knew
Taoiseach.
Simon Harris was going to be Taoiseach because he's so prevalent online. He's really liked, he's really embraced it. I mean, we had Barry Heneghan on, who was running for Europe, and suddenly he gets this Instagram, and it's all up. I've noticed not one post since he's
he
been
was
elected.
elected.
Yeah, so Barry, get on that.
We are 2 of your top followers.
Yeah.
Barry, there's a new Barry in town.
It's actually one of the requirements to be on this podcast is we actually have a Barry quota.
Okay.
We have to have a certain amount of Barrys per season.
And we drink Barry's tea.
Oh, is it? I
Yeah.
knew it tasted great.
Yeah, available for all sponsorship deals. Low ethic standard if you're willing to pay us.
Thanks very much. So no, I don't have anything to say. Drink Barry's, there you go. But yeah, no, it's great. And I've an emergency meeting tonight now due to affordable housing in the Oscar Traynor Road. And
Oh, and tell us now what constitutes an emergency meeting? Like, how does that
it
come
was just
about?
called forward because it was proposed. There was 3 independents that proposed it to the Lord Mayor, and it was rejected. So then they pushed it through again, and it got accepted. So there's an EGM in DCC tonight at 6:30. So
Okay.
I'll speak at it. I won't be saying now what I'm going to say. I'll put up a snippet on my own socials. We'll see.
What? We might reshare
So
it.
you can guess what side I'm going to sway on now, but yeah, it's good. And I'll be sticking it to the man. That's what I do.
Good for you.
And who, like in a meeting like that, and I don't mean this to sound condescending because I no, really I don't, but I think about this a lot for local politicians. Like if you're in the party machine, there's probably someone there helping you like prep for those meetings, or you have someone else on the council to kind of go in and chat to beforehand. How does that work as an independent, especially your first time on the council?
Yeah.
How do you decide what you're going to say? Who are you running it past? Who's kind of mentoring you or helping you in the background?
I just go, Mom, Dad. No, I actually have a team. It's great. It's really formed. I have about 10 people behind me. That like a few of them were with me during the campaign. I have Finian, I have Damien, I have Michael Reynolds. Michael did his masters in politics. Now if I go for the general, Michael will then become my political assistant, and he will go into that. It's really good. He was my manager in it, and like that's the thing, and the beauty is I know that I don't know everything, but I know how to find it, and I know where to sway myself. So
Yeah, what you're really giving out is that you're able to delegate, you're able to ask questions, you trust people, and you think that's important.
100%, and it's much better in the sense that I do also can form my own opinion. Like I disagree sometimes with what they're saying, and I'll be like, no, I want to do this, and they'll be like, all right, because at the end of the day, I am as an independent. The beauty is, I am independent. I can separate myself if I want to for a second, yeah. But there's the Independent Alliance in there, which is about 6 or 7 of us, which is good. And then there's the 3 other independents who wouldn't be on the same wavelength as us.
Okay, that was very diplomatic.
I am so diplomatic now.
Love to see you later Tuesday, and I'll tell you another.
Wait till you hear.
We'll have that chat when we're not recording. And so, what? Like one of the things, you know, I think a lot of people when they would see like a young person standing for election is like, they're not going to get it, or they either assume you have to be from a political family or you're bananas, one or the other. But you've done potentially, but in a good way, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
But you've done really, really well. So, what was it about your voter base? Did you get younger people to come out and vote? Like what? What was the secret sauce?
The secret sauce. I can't be giving this now. Peter Paul, Peter Gale, and all shinners are all watching this. Take that down. I did a lot on the doors. I did 8 hours a day for 4 weeks.
Okay.
And listen, if you see someone walking up in a Hawaiian shirt with a master's in engineering, fluent Irish speaker, or you see a 50-year-old politician, who are you going to vote for? You know, they can go, what about this? I go, well, it wasn't me. I'm new, you know?
Yeah, you've got the I didn't do it vibe.
Yeah.
I mean, to be honest now, I'm thinking you're going to be campaigning in Clontarf. If they see an Irish speaker coming up in a Hawaiian shirt with a Magnum PI moustache, I think they'd close the door on you, to be honest,
I only got one door closed on me. And it was, I would say, they just clearly had all of the party signs on them and everything like that. I knocked on the door, they just slammed it over my face. Everything else like that, I honestly didn't think people thought I wasn't knocking for the election. They were just like, what is this man doing?
What's he selling us?
Nacho Libre looking fella outside our house. So yeah, but it went really well, and I had great discussions, and I had lots of time. Also the fact that I'm young, I've no kids, and I just finished my college course. I had a bit of money saved up, so I just had.
I know. What else would you be doing?
Yeah, I had unlimited time to just knock and be everywhere. So,
but I think that's really important. Like I've had friends who've served as councillors and said one of the things that was challenging is that if you want to do it really well, it becomes a full-time job, but it's not paid like a full-time job.
No.
So then a lot of people, if they're with the party, again, might do some work for the party on the side, and then the party is understanding that you need to pop off at lunchtime to an event or open something. Or, I mean, I'm really doing a disservice to all the work you do, but you know, whatever, ribbon cutting shenanigans is going on. But that if you're in a more standard employer, like they're not that cool with you just popping off and doing things. And so, you know, the kind of financial disincentive, I guess, for standing is a very real thing for a lot of people.
Well, it did. My campaign was about a third of the average, I'd say, from the other people's, just due to the fact that I didn't do a 4-pager. I only did a leaflet. All my stuff was posted online in the Voters Guide, Dublin Inquirer, which ChatGPT did not write, but it's going really well.
Sorry, roll back. Who did ChatGPT write for it?
No, we won't say it. But
no.
It was great. And listen, when it comes to secret, sorry, just to get back to your question there, Louisa, it was, if you look at what I did, like the stunt in town with Dublin Portal, I got my friend to stand with a poster in New York, and I stood the other side. Mattress Mick, you know, I got Neil Ring, former Lord Mayor of Dublin. I got Mick Clossy, former Olympic runner, and I got all these people who were well known in the community because I work in the pub in the Sheds. I'm a swim teacher. I'm a delivery driver for the local Chinese. So I pick up the doors and people are like, it's Barry. And like, I'm always busy. I can't not be busy. I hate sitting down. It's probably an undiagnosed something, but so I knew everything and I know everyone. Every pub in Clontarf, well, apart from one, had my poster in the front window.
Wow.
And I had 45 houses in Clontarf with my poster in their front garden. Ellie Lanigan's the woman who got me involved. She has a Cuban Palestinian flag and then my face in the middle, and she lives in one of the best houses in Clontarf. She's a socialist living in a capitalist world, she says.
What? I love it. That's my kind of, like, it's not my fault I have this bottle of champagne. It would be un-environmentally friendly to not drink it.
Exactly,
so, you know, I got to do something with it. Who is the one pub that didn't put your poster up?
I won't be disclosing it. They would have had an event for one of the other parties.
I see.
They need to be careful, and keep their bread buttered on the right
there'll be
side.
speed bumps outside that pub now in a few minutes. But no,
This is how it works.
it's going well. But now for the general, I'm going to have to really get down. My policies are going to be a lot more nailed down, and I'll have my big machine of people behind me helping me. There are a lot of people coming to me now who are ex-Fianna Fáil, ex-Fine Gael, being like, oh, come on, I'll help you now. And I'm like, where were you 3 months ago?
Yeah.
You know? Yeah. So.
And have you been approached by any of the parties?
Listen, I plead the 8th or the 10th, whatever it is. What's that thing they say in America?
The 5th, isn't
the
it?
5th, is it? Yeah, plead the 5th. Yeah, I plead the 5th on that one. I have, and I jokingly and also not officially, so yeah.
Okay, jokingly, like, you wouldn't mind.
Yeah. Look, I signed you up to Fianna Fáil.
Yeah.
What, assuming then, right, just,
Here it goes.
no, this is actually, sorry, if you do stay on the council, right, but not that I'm saying you won't get elected in the general. But before, is this your first official statement that you will stand for?
No, I declared it. I declared it on Splunk. I need to put up all the stuff.
Okay.
And I declared it on Saturday. I had a thank you night in the sheds. I had it was about 150 people upstairs, so it is out now.
Okay,
But I'll use it as sound.
So we're like an almost exclusive.
Yeah.
You heard it here, maybe third.
First time in English. First time
in English, the language of power. Okay, so but assuming if that doesn't work out, if you're just on Dublin City Council, what if you could change one thing about Dublin City and you could get that done in the 5 years? What would that one thing be?
At a council level or a national level?
Council level.
Ooh. Oh, this is really good. I suppose little things, like if you look at, like one thing I actually think now, this is just so simple, is just I've been abroad and I've seen like the bins and like the new bottle deposit scheme. This is so minute, but it's something that annoys me, that if the bottle is crushed, they don't accept it back.
Oh yeah.
I was in Canada with the lads for 3 months and we'd have a party and we'd have these crushed bottles and everything like that, and you'd get the money back. It's so simple. Why can it not be taken back with a slight crush on it? Also, the bins in Berlin all have little holders outside that you can put the cans and bottles, so homeless people can then take and get money back. It's so simple at a little level like that. Listen, as a beekeeper, I'd also have hives on top of all the roofs. I'd maybe put Venturi windmills on top of all the data centres. I'd keep going to rip up all the cycleways. Nobody joking. But no, listen, there's a lot of things I do.
A greener city, then.
Greener city. Listen, I have a master's in sustainability and engineering. The reason I didn't go with the Green Party is because I don't think they're doing things quick enough. That's a hot take, but yeah.
Listen, we like them hot here.
Yeah,
we like them hot here. You mentioned earlier about, user 35678, who I think may actually be the same person who leaves us some delightful comments too. But listen, anything that feeds the algorithm, feed away, babes, feed away.
We're hungry. You can love yourself.
How much trolling have you gotten, or how much hassle have you gotten online, and how do you think that compares with the average for an elected representative? Because it's kind of part of the game now, isn't it?
Listen, it is double-edged sword of social media that you're going to get that, but I love the fact you said the algorithm. Just take it as a pinch of salt. I got a good bit on the Mattress Make video now. Just people being like, this looks like a call-out video, and people being like, just stuff that was something to do with immigration and stuff like that, and people just abusing me. I think, I've got threats and everything like that, and you just have to take it as it comes, I reply back, like someone goes, you've lost my vote, and I just go, womp womp, like I don't care, But sorry, go back to that thing you said there. I've done other things I want to do. Disability services in Dublin City are in shambles. The DPROs are being absolutely neglected time and time again. Disabled people, organisation groups aren't being represented within any clause. I actually put a proposal to DCC for there to be an accessibility officer, like they have in Fingal and Galway, that every single document needs to be accessible to people who are visually impaired, people who are audio impaired. It needs to be all out there. Things like that, and also mental health services across the country. I was in DCU. I was lucky enough to avail of a free mental health service. I think if that is available, it already is available, but it's not widely known. And that's a little thing, so I had to go back and get that in there. So
No, good
no,
for
good.
you.
It's not a little thing. That's
this
really
is practice
important.
for prime time. You're
Yeah.
doing great.
Thank you.
We
Sorry,
can
what's
offer
that,
some.
Finian? Yeah, did I get that in? Thanks.
We can also, we have like really favourable rates for like primetime coaching or things if you
Brilliant.
need. We're
Yeah,
available for
please.
practice
Please,
sessions.
please. I feel like I'm with two secret party people here trying to mill me here. We got him.
We are very apolitical. Not apolitical, that's not right. What are we?
Neutrally, politically neutral.
Yeah.
Lovely.
At least in this forum.
Yeah, she isn't in any party and I'm in 3.
Okay, brilliant. I'm fine with that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Do you think a woman with your profile and your age would have gotten elected as easily? And I'm not trying to do a disservice to all the work you put into getting elected, by the way.
No, that's a very tricky question. If there was a woman who worked as much as I did in the 3 pubs, was well known, I'm very lucky to be from such a big family. Yes, I'd say they would have. Now I am. We'll have to run a few diagnostic checks on that. That's a very tricky question, Louisa.
Yeah.
I'd say, listen, maybe are you pointed at the fact that maybe with an elder crowd they would have been like, I'm not going to vote for her.
I don't know. I think in general there is just more. I think people are very judgmental of young people in general, right? I sound so old, the young people.
Yeah.
But I think there's a sort of an assumption like, oh, you couldn't do it, you're too young. And then when you look back at history, like there were people doing stuff way younger because we all died at 45, right? So there's an ageist thing, I think, in the first sense. But then also I do think sometimes women get so much criticism for, like, if a woman rocked up in a Hawaiian shirt, they'd be then, I don't know that is perceived as like
kind of back to
amazing. You were like, look at the energy and it's like, oh, I don't know about this.
Yeah.
You know, I think
Who
there's
she
some,
is kind of thing.
I think there's more you can, not more you can get away with. We just judge people differently or have this different standard. I think if a woman, you'd almost have to be wearing a little Margaret Thatcher suit running around to be taken more seriously.
Yeah, it is true. Yeah, I don't know. Like, I suppose because of the fact that I had all these people behind me from the pubs and stuff like that, I don't know if these owl lads who I have the crack with would have been the same if it had been a female. Yeah, it's an interesting thought. Yeah.
I mean, it's like, it's very clear you're so integrated in the community, right? That then this not like, I don't know, you weren't parachuted in like, oh no, I've always really cared about Clontarf. It's you've kind of proven that through your life, you know. So I guess I'm not trying to.
No.
You only got it because you're a man.
I know. Yeah.
Whatever.
But it was great. Listen, I've great. Like my dad, like he's well known in the community. I'm 4th generation Clontarf, but also like Marino, Fairview. Like I know all these places. I know people from there, and working in Westwood was great because I've worked there for 4 years as a swim teacher. That's 2 times kids, parents, tower a tree. Like that's like
great.
500 people.
It's just a pool full of votes.
Very good.
He just sees little first preferences bobbing around.
I'm stealing that.
Tell us this, what politicians do you really admire?
I do like Mick Flanagan as an independent voice in Europe. Obviously, I'm a fan of Finian and Damien. Who else do I like? I actually think there's a lot of people on the world table that I would admire parts of their policies, but I don't admire some of their stances on the Palestine or Israel conflict. You know, like good.
What advice would you have for someone who was thinking of getting into politics or thinking of standing for election? What would you?
Listen, if we're going into the politics, I'd say be enthusiastic, stick to what you said. My 4 main priorities were the 4 first questions I put in. Disability services, mental health amenities, flood defence, and more playgrounds, more bins, more public toilets. They're the 4 things on my list. They're the 4 first questions I put in. Stick to what you said you're going to do. Be vibrant, be yourself, and listen, no matter what you say, there's going to be someone who disagrees with you. Take it with a pinch of salt and have the crack.
You seem to be really good at rolling with the punches.
Yeah,
very good.
Have to be now, have to be. And I'm loving it. Listen, with the general, I'm going to throw my name in the hat. It's going to be very hard being against the big political machines. They're probably going to find out some crazy thing and try rumours and everything like that. But I have my own TikTok and I will fight back.
So we should encourage everyone then to sign up. What's your handle on TikTok?
Barcare, BARCARE. It was my Club Penguin account when I was 8. I tried to spell Barscar. My dad called me Barscar. And obviously C and S were being taught on Thursday. This was a Tuesday. So Barcare, BARCARE.
Barcare, and he does care.
I
He
do
cares
care.
about
Did you
bins.
Yeah,
Sorry,
we've just
number
written the.
It sounds like a Gaeilge TG Cahir version of the Care Bears. I love it. Bar Care.
Okay, there we
Bar
go.
Care. Barry Heneghan. Thank you so much for taking the time to come and have a chat with us.
Thanks so
today.
much, and thanks for the good
best of luck
questions.
for the generals. We might have you back on when you're in mid-campaign mode for a little update.
I'd love
Yeah,
that.
that'd be
See
fantastic.
how you're doing.
Deputy Heneghan then.
Yeah.
Deputy
Ooh.
Heneghan.
Yeah.
Well, thank you. Yeah, Ada.
Ara, gyda míle maith, bhí sé had a bheith ionach bheith an seo. Gur mágad.
Gur
Thanks a
mágad
million.
sa bhara.
Go on.
Slán go fólín.